What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to the latest Liverpool transfer news and also latest updates on transfer deadline day, and we still have a slight glimmer of hope that Liverpool will sign a midfielder at least on loan. It would be absolute insanity if Liverpool, who are literally the fourth richest club in the world with the fourth most revenue in world football, are not signing a midfielder when they are in crisis. They are in 9th place in the Premier League, out of the League Cup, out of the FA Cup, and they are facing Real Madrid in the Champions League. And also the worst news possible, Konate has suffered a hamstring injury against Brighton, and Konate has played all the games for Liverpool this calendar year, so in 2023, and Konate will be out for at least 2, maybe even 3 weeks to a month, so he will miss potentially the Real Madrid first leg and also the Merseyside derby and the fixtures that Liverpool have coming up with Wolves and Newcastle, and that's a huge blow because we are now praying that Thiago, Keita, Gomez and Matip, 4 injury-prone players, to stay fit for the next 3 weeks, otherwise we would be even more screwed. I got a graphic for you guys that I want to show you just to reflect on how badly Liverpool have been managed. Total money, so not net spend, but total money spent since the summer of 2019. So that's when Liverpool are already finishing in the top 2 in the Premier League, getting Champions League winners medals. I mean, in 2018 we got to the Champions League final, in 2019 we won the Champions League, in 2020 we won the Premier League. Chelsea signed the players for 742 million, Liverpool only 283 million. We are not even in the top 10 or just in the top 10 when it comes to money spent. Chelsea, Man United, Man City, Arsenal, Tottenham all spent more, and I knew that. But the fact that Aston Villa, West Ham, Wolves, Newcastle, even Leeds United who are constantly in the bottom half of the table and who were not too long ago were in the 2nd division and the 3rd division of English football for 16 years. The fact that Leeds United spent more money than Liverpool since 2019 is absolutely unacceptable, because you have to strengthen when you are on top. Look at Arsenal. They are top of the Premier League. In January they signed Leandro Trossard, they're signing Jorginho. They are trying to strengthen their team even more. When Liverpool were top like 2 seasons ago, what did we do? We signed Ben Davies in the January transfer window on deadline day as a panic buy because all of our centre backs were injured. So that shows the contrasting ambition of Liverpool and Arsenal and other clubs. The luck that Liverpool are getting this season with injuries is absolutely atrocious. It's a rotten luck, and it can't be a coincidence that last season, when Liverpool really exerted themselves, played all 63 games possible, this season the Liverpool players are dropping like flies. We are getting injuries left, right and center. And actually, if you compare Arsenal and Liverpool's seasons, last season and this season, if you add up all the games, Arsenal and Liverpool, this last season plus this season, Arsenal played 20 games less than Liverpool played in the 2 seasons combined so far, which is a huge number of games. That's literally like more than 20%, maybe even 25% of a normal regular season. So it shows, it looks like that Liverpool just can't handle the absolute relentless nature of Jurgen Klopp's pressing style, and also FSG's Moneyball transfer strategy doesn't really combine well with Liverpool's playing style and Jurgen Klopp's heavy metal football, because players burn out quicker. Players get injured quicker. Look at Man City. Joao Cancelo is out of the team for a few weeks. He kicks up a fuss in training, out of the door. Pep Guardiola moves him on, and Joao Cancelo, it's official, he's signed for Bayern Munich on loan and they have an option to buy him. And he was the best fullback in the Premier League alongside Trent Alexander-Arnold last season. And this season he was also pretty good in the first half of the season, but he started complaining about his playing time and Guardiola shipped him out. And I'm not saying that Liverpool should ship out some of the players right now, because Liverpool don't have any money to replace them, but of course if we were a well-run club, we would absolutely sign a midfielder. Don't tell me that there is not a midfielder out there in the world who can help Liverpool, who is better than the always injured Naby Keita, who is better than Henderson, who has no legs to run anymore, who is better than Fabinho, whose form has been absolutely shocking this season. And there are thousands of midfielders in the right age bracket, in the right price bracket that Liverpool could choose from. And we already signed very good young players like Harvey Elliott and Fabio Carvalho. Why did we abandon that strategy? Why aren't we bringing in more young players? Don't tell me they won't come to Liverpool because of playing time. Because literally our starting defensive midfielder right now is an 18-year-old Stefan Bajcetic. So Liverpool absolutely should have signed a midfielder last summer. They should have signed a midfielder in this January transfer window, and we aren't. And it's insanity. It's crazy. It blows my mind. And FSG are the main culprits in this. They aren't letting Jurgen Klopp sign a midfielder, because I'm sure that Jurgen Klopp would love to sign a midfielder. He said that Liverpool need to keep up with investment because the other clubs are investing. I mean, Chelsea are signing players left, right and centre. Chelsea are in talks to sign Enzo Fernandez for more than 120 million euros. They signed the Lyon right back, I forgot his name, and for 35 million pounds. On top of all the other transfers that Chelsea did in January, and they straight away loaned him back to Lyon. Basically, this is the only way that Lyon agreed to a transfer, similar to how Liverpool signed Naby Keita. Why can't we sign a midfielder under our loan? Conor Gallagher is surplus to requirements at Chelsea. Why not try and get him on loan? Please, Liverpool, do something. Pull your finger out and sign a midfielder on loan. Conor Gallagher literally would be perfect. He's energetic, he's young, he's English, and also he's available on loan. And don't tell me Chelsea are not doing deals with rival clubs. They just sold Jorginho to Arsenal for like 15 million. And yes, Jorginho has like half a season left on his contract, but you could get Gallagher. Sorry, I'm just so mad at Liverpool right now. I can't even speak properly. So you could get Conor Gallagher, that's how you pronounce his name, on loan until the end of the season with maybe an option to buy him, but not an obligation to buy him. But if Chelsea don't want to have for Liverpool to have an option to buy him, just loan us Gallagher. I'm doing it again. I can't believe it. They can loan us Gallagher without the option or the obligation to buy him, and that way, if they want to keep him long term, then they can. But I mean, Chelsea are signing so many players. I don't see Gallagher getting a lot of playing time for Chelsea. And it's absolutely negligent that between the summer transfer window and the January transfer window, Liverpool couldn't find anyone better at a reasonable price than the current midfielders who are, either injury prone or has-beens like Milner, Henderson and Fabinho, or, James Milner, who's 37 years old. And there is something very, very wrong at the recruitment side of Liverpool, because crucial people who are responsible for recruiting and making transfers have all leaving the club or left the club already. So something is really, really wrong. Maybe Pep Linders and Jurgen Klopp wanted all the decisions made by themselves, and they alienated the other people who are working on getting transfers deals done at Liverpool. A Minamino style signing, somebody who is 25, 26, 27 years old and maybe who is on the fringes of another club, that would be better than nothing. A saleable asset who can come in, help us for half a season, help us maybe get Champions League football. Without a midfielder signing, that I just don't see Liverpool getting Champions League football. We are hoping that Van Dijk and Luis Diaz and Jota all come back from injuries, and then Liverpool will start flying again. But Liverpool will be in such a big deficit to the top 5. I'm not saying top 4, because even Tottenham are ahead of us. Even Brighton and Fulham at the moment are ahead of us. You can expect one or two clubs like Man United and maybe Newcastle to fall away a little bit. But you can't expect Man United, Newcastle, Tottenham, Brighton, Fulham all dropping so many points that Liverpool will overtake them. 1 or 2 clubs you can overtake, but 5 clubs, when they are all strengthening. I mean, Tottenham signed Danjuma from Villarreal, a brilliant transfer on loan. Why can't Liverpool do something like this? Jurgen Klopp himself said, I can't see investment stopping in the future into Premier League clubs, so that means we have to do it as well. Liverpool have to invest as well, but we don't talk about now because it's always slightly different, but in general. So Liverpool apparently can't spend any money in the January transfer window. Why? Then just do a loan deal. I'm losing my mind here, honestly. Yes, it's great that Jurgen Klopp believes in coaching, he believes in developing players, he believes in team building, but you can't improve players when they have been declining so rapidly, like Fabinho, Henderson and Milner. They are not going to suddenly turn into 25-year-old players who can improve a lot, so you have to replace them. But without money, proper serious investment, you will only replace them with either average players or players who are, you know, very old, or players who are so young that they can't be relied upon. And suddenly Liverpool find themselves not in transition but in permanent decline. And I want Liverpool to remain competitive. Imagine if Liverpool turn into Everton. Everton were a big club in the 80s, and they have won titles and trophies, and they were great in Europe as well for periods until they got banned because of the Heysel Stadium disaster. Like all English clubs got banned because of that tragedy. And Everton haven't won a trophy since 1995. It's famously being sung by Liverpool fans. But if Liverpool turn into Everton and we go 5, 10, 15 years without a trophy, that will be really, really tough to take. But under these owners, I honestly don't see Liverpool winning a trophy anymore because of the incredible investment into other clubs. I mean, even Bournemouth are making transfers that make more sense than Liverpool just signing Cody Gakpo and nobody else. I don't have a problem with Cody Gakpo. He's made to be a scapegoat so far, but he's not the problem. He actually helped Liverpool not having a front line of just Mohamed Salah and nobody else. So Cody Gakpo actually helped Liverpool in a time of need, but we needed another midfielder. And if you can't bring in a player on a permanent deal because you don't have enough money, sign a loan player. Sign him on January the 1st. Just do a deal where you have somebody who can help Liverpool. And I think Jurgen Klopp has to be crystal clear that some players have to be shown the door. I want Fabinho, Henderson, Milner out of the club. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain out of the club. I would only extend Naby Keita's contract because you can't replace like 5 midfielders in one summer transfer window, especially with Liverpool having very limited transfer budget. If you are Chelsea and you can spend whatever you want, then you can replace 10 players in one transfer window, like Chelsea are doing in this January transfer window. It's absolute insanity what they are doing, by the way. And David Lynch also said that if Liverpool are waiting for all their centre-backs to be fit before letting Nat Phillips leave and getting him a transfer, then he will be forever at Liverpool, because Liverpool can't seem to keep all of their centre-backs fit. And it looks like Nat Phillips will not be allowed to leave Liverpool on transfer deadline. And I feel sorry for him because now he's 25 years old and he shouldn't have been let go a long time ago, because he's just sitting on the bench and sometimes not even on the bench, not getting any playing time. He's way too good to sit on the bench. He should be playing for a team like Bournemouth at the bottom half of the Premier League table, but he should be playing regularly. And I mean, I don't have a problem with Liverpool keeping Nat Phillips because we need cover in that position, but I think we should have replaced Nat Phillips with somebody who is a little bit younger with a little bit more potential. And Andy Robertson was very honest after we went out of the FA Cup against Brighton. He said that this season has been nowhere near good enough. At the start of the year, after the World Cup, we wanted a fresh start, but we have been even worse than before the World Cup. And that's Andy Robertson's words. And I like that he's very honest. In the league we haven't been good enough, and now we are out of both cups. So in the cups we haven't been good enough either. to at least stay in the competition. And Andy Robertson said, you can't really put your finger on one thing. It's more than that. You can tell we are not as confident in front of goal, and in defense we are a wee bit open. We had 2 clean sheets coming into today and then go and concede 2 goals. We need to get the confidence back. It's easier said than done, and that's how we will get results. I think against Brighton we were fairly unlucky, and also because Jurgen Klopp had to make some substitutions, he brought on players who just made Liverpool much worse. I don't understand still why. Why did we substitute Naby Keita and Harvey Elliott? Maybe Jurgen Klopp was afraid that they would get injured and then Liverpool would have even more injuries. And yes, Liverpool's attack is suffering because we are always changing players because of injuries, and also because we are trying a new system. We are trying to play Cody Gakpo in the center because we want to try to use him in a Firmino role where he presses the opposition and also sometimes drops deep to receive the ball. And we are trying to get Darwin Núñez on the left wing so he can, with his pace, cut inside or run in behind, and similar with Mo Salah. And these players haven't played a lot of football together because of Darwin Núñez's injury, and also because Cody Gakpo just recently was signed by Liverpool in January. So let's give them a little bit more time to adapt to the system, but also the midfield area I still think is the major issue for Liverpool because we don't have enough good midfielders. Yes, right now our best midfielders Naby Keita, Bajcetic and Thiago, no question. But we don't really have any other midfielders who can play there, who are equally as good. Yes, Harvey Elliott is pretty decent and he scored a couple of brilliant goals in the FA Cup, but he's still only 19 years old and we expect Harvey Elliott to carry this team on his back, which he can't do. He has literally played every single game and I really hope that he doesn't get injured. But we have Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, not good enough really anymore. We have Henderson, Fabinho, Milner. So that's 4 midfield options that are nowhere near good enough, nowhere near the standard that Liverpool need at the moment to even compete for the top 4. That's why I said if we don't sign a midfielder, we are not getting top 4 because we just don't have the players who have the form or the required quality to get Liverpool into the top 4. We are fighting with clubs who are spending crazy money. Newcastle just signed Anthony Gordon from Everton for like 55 million. That's a great signing for them, a young player who has bags of potential, and that's another forward for them who can really hurt opposition and who can score a lot of goals. Liverpool not signing a midfielder even on loan is absolute lunacy, it's absolute insanity. And if Liverpool finish in mid-table, that's all on FSG and also maybe Jurgen Klopp for not forcing the owners into spending more money or getting him a midfielder. I think Jurgen Klopp should be more vocal about FSG. But I also heard a theory that maybe Jurgen Klopp is afraid that he will suffer the same fate as Rafa Benitez. Rafa Benitez was very public in his criticism of Hicks and Gillett, and they fired him at the first run of bad form. At the first bad season Rafa Benitez had, they fired him. And I think we shouldn't have sacked Rafa Benitez then, but the owners did because he spoke out against them. Maybe Jurgen Klopp doesn't want to do that because he's afraid he will get fired as well. And I mean, if the owners fire Jurgen Klopp, there will be absolute riots against the owners. There should be riots already against the owners because of their negligence of how they are running Liverpool Football Club. I'm absolutely fed up with how FSG are running this club. That's it for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.